This is an episode of the Leadheads Podcast, a weapons and firearm podcast unlike any other. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing or checking out our YouTube page. Work the trigger. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Leadheads Podcast, Episode 7, Spy Guns.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Today we are going to be covering spy guns. We're doing a very generalized title for this one because we did totally collaborate on half of this, and then the second half of this we did not nail down very well, so we have two completely different things for the second half. So,
yes.
So the first half of this is going to be top real-life spy guns. 3 spy guns. We're only doing 3 because this is going to be kind of long. But it's 3 guns that are traditionally known as spy guns that we like. Is that... I don't know if that's a very good explanation.
I have real guns and I have movie guns.
Okay, so I have real guns. Oh, so you've got real guns that you wanted to be...
I got real guns that if I were a super secret spy, I would use.
Okay.
And then I have guns that I want from spy movies.
Okay, that's fair. So...
And a bonus.
So let's go real...
That's both.
Dang. So let's go real guns first, because I think that's going to match the best up with mine of current guns that would make good spy guns.
Okie dokie.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll go with that. Let's go. We'll let you go first.
All right.
Since I went first last
My
time.
first real gun, real world gun, that I think is a fantastic spy gun.
I'm a real gun.
I'm a real boy. Would be the FNX 45.
Okay.
It shoots 45 ACP, which almost all 45s are subsonic.
Slow and quiet.
Factory.
Yep.
The FNX 45 Tactical specifically. So you can have an optic on it. It has to be the black one so it matches your suit.
Of course.
Under
the...
Well, yes, of course it has to be a shoulder holster.
I'm just checking.
15 round capacity, so when you get in those big shootouts in the middle of the dance floor, you have plenty of rounds to shoot random bystanders.
Right.
It's threaded, so you can have a can on it, and you can be super sneaky.
There's not much sneaky about a gun that size.
It's true. It's optics ready, so you can make those super long, stealthy, sneaky sniper shots with your pistol. It's also heavy, so you could use it as a melee weapon.
You could bludgeon with that pretty easily.
You could bludgeon with it. It's hammer fired, so in a real pinch, you could pinch somebody with the hammer if you're out of ammo. You close a slide and on their ear or on their nose or something.
Just torture instead of pulling people's fingernails out, you just stick their finger in between the hammer and the firing pin and
close a slide on it on an empty chamber.
Oh man. You know what? I think we've just determined a new form of torture. But I'm going to use a Garand.
I'm going to use a MAC-10.
Funk. That's a freaking heavy
Thompson.
Oh.
Okay, we got a little off topic on the first one. So that's mine. The FNX 45 Tactical.
All right, so we went 2 completely different directions with this. That's okay. So my first one for this one is the Vp9. But wait, not the H&K Vp9. The Bnt Vp9.
Is that a little bitty one?
No. This is the gun that just came out. Okay, so they had a gun, I don't remember, the original one was their veterinary pistol. This is a bolt action pistol.
Yes.
In both 9mm and 45.
I didn't know 45, but yes.
Yep. It takes 1911 mags.
Okay.
So solid magazine setup.
Yes.
Bolt action pistol, so super quiet. It's a cool little nifty turn bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And suppressed.
It's suppressed with wipes, though, isn't it?
You get 2 options. You can do either wipes or you can do a traditional suppressor. You can actually, when you buy it, you get a suppressor with wipes, which is gonna be super quiet.
Yes, but as a non-spy, the wipes are an issue because the wipes are suppressor parts.
Correct, and you can't make new ones and buy new ones and put them in.
Yes.
Right, but spies don't care about that.
Right.
So, but yeah, so it's going to be super quiet, especially with the wipe can. And it's not small per se, but the ergonomics are better.
Small-ish.
It is small-ish. The ergonomics are better than its predecessor, the gun that it was what is that gun called? I can never remember what the World War II version of this thing is called. Yeah. But it's way more ergonomic than that thing, because that thing was basically like a bar with a thing shoved up its bung. Are you looking it up right now? Okay, that's fair. So, again, it's Bnt. Now, they cost $3,000 a piece. Ish, I think. And
but
that's
you're
for
a spy.
That's for just the wipe can. Right, but you're a spy. What do you care? The good old
yeah,
government.
the well rod.
Okay.
Yeah, the well rod.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, the ergos on this one are better than the well rod, but it's a very similar concept. Bolt action, pistol. The well rod, I think, what caliber was the well rod in?
See, now I gotta open it up.
I think
again.
it might have been 22. It's right there.
No, that was my secret.
Jeez, your secret Santa.
My secret Santa. 32 ACP and 9mm.
Okay. 32. 32s are all subsonic, right?
I don't have much information on 32.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they are. But anyway, yeah, the 9mm and the 45 especially, like, because as you said, the 45 is almost all subsonic. And when you're going subsonic, it's just a completely different ballistic factor, subsonic versus supersonic. Supersonic, you can rely heavily on expansion. Subsonic, not quite as much, so...
45 don't shrink.
Exactly. Bigger bullets are better. So that's my first one for the real guns.
Okay. My second one for the real guns is going to be carried in a similar fashion to this FNX 45.
Okay.
And it's... I don't know that I've ever watched a spy movie or seen anything like that without this gun making an appearance.
Okay.
And that would be the H&K MP5K.
Yep. That's a good call.
Instead of being carried in a shoulder holster, it's being carried on a short sling.
Yep.
So you can pull it up in front of you. Select fire.
Yep. I think Bond used one of those in every single one of his movies.
That it was out in.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Select fire. You can put a can on it, tri-lug, so the cans go on like a spy gun.
Yeah, super quick. Nice big mags, a lot of capacity.
Yep, 30-round mags that are really slim.
They are.
Very slim.
They're very reliable, too. You know,
yes.
it's not like you're tossing a Tech 9 in there that it might feed, it might not.
Bonus to the 30-round MP5 mags is if you had them lining the front of your suit and you got in some hand-to-hand combat, it would probably help with some rib shots.
That is 100% true as well.
Again, could be used as melee weapons. You could pull those out and just go Kubaton on some people.
And those mags are rigid enough that were they used to take some of that impact, they're not going to bend.
Yes. The only thing I would change about it would be if they made an MP5K10, the 10mm variant. Which they don't.
Now, would you run a stock or the swivel adapter on the rear that just went on the sling?
Yes, the MP5K, not the MP5K PDW.
Okay. You're getting way too many letters there for me.
The PDW has the stock.
I figured that. I figured that eventually.
Yes. Just because
sometimes this brain
it
puts
can be on the
together.
sling, it can be hung under, it's still slim, whereas with the stock folded, it wouldn't be as slim.
Right.
You know, I gotta make it fit underneath my suit coat.
Yeah. I didn't know if you were going to run one of the slidey stocks like we were talking about last time. But no, I'm with you. I think the swivelly rear,
Yep.
I think that's the good call. You done?
I'm done with that one.
All right, so my next one is, and again, mine are guns that may not necessarily be spy guns, but I think should be spy guns. I think that the SIG P365 is, you're going to go with the SIG next.
No.
No, okay, it is the almost identical dimensions to a gun that's going to come up later, I guarantee, from both of us.
Wrong.
You intentionally ignored it?
I intentionally ignored it.
I couldn't. Anyway, it's almost identical dimensions, but with 10 rounds of 9mm rather than 6 rounds of 380.
Even 12 in a fairly compact size.
Yes, yeah. So, you can get them with threaded barrels. They suppress relatively well. I mean, about as well as you can suppress a short barrel 9mm, but you could get subsonics for it, and you're going to be doing at least better. They're actually surprisingly accurate. They shoot surprisingly well. I've not gotten the joy of shooting the other gun, which we will not name yet, but But I have shot... Sorry, I'm reading the camera really quick. Okay, anyway. But I have shot the Bursa kind of copy of that. And the Bursa copy is... It's not as smooth shooting as the SIG is. The SIG is a surprisingly smooth shooting gun.
It is. So my third and final real gun, if you're done.
Yes, yeah.
My third and final real gun that I would have as a spy would be the Beretta 21A. Threaded.
All right. I like where you're going with this.
Itty bitty gun.
Uh-huh.
And I would run a wet can.
Okay.
So I could have a really, really short can.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have a suppressed semi-automatic pistol.
Yep.
For around the same size and weight as a fully loaded SIG 365.
Yeah. And those shoot really nice too.
The tilt barrel.
Yep.
You could load it, have it all ready without racking the slide.
Yep.
So you could prepare the gun in almost complete silence. It's a 22. It's not packing a huge punch, but a well-placed shot is a well-placed shot. And you're a spy, so of course you're going to make a well-placed shot.
You can also reload those. If you can, there is a version of those that the safety flipped up locks the slide. So you take a slide shut shot, which is going to be super quiet.
Yes.
And then rather than racking the slide, you pop the safety down, you pop your barrel up, pull the round, and put a new round directly in it, which is just that much more sleek.
And saves your casing from falling or from being ejected out of the gun.
But then you don't get to do the cool little shoot and grab the round thing.
Ooh.
Didn't John Wick do that one?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure we watched that movie together.
We did. But
so
there was a lot of shooting in that movie.
There was a lot of shooting in that movie. No, I really like that one, though. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I thought for sure that was going to be your second one.
You and I have talked about that gun countless times.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed you didn't order that one I sent you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm feeling it now.
Yeah, because we could have put my can on it if I had one.
Dang it. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Dang it. Allegedly. Okay, so my last one is actually it's kind of related and kind of not related. It's a gun that I think is wholly under... I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say. Brain fart there for a second. It's people don't look at it like they should. And that's the Ruger LCP-22. There are two LCP-2 in 22. Now, I think that gun, if you suppressed it, would be a freaking awesome little spy gun. But that gun, just as it sits, it's 10 plus run rounds. Yeah, it's 22, but again, as you were saying, spycraft is oftentimes very short range, and 22s are placed in the right spot, deadly, deadly little rounds. Yes. And so you can't beat the size of an LCP. It's hard to get a gun that's smaller than that functions as an actual gun. You can get things smaller than that, but very rarely are they semi-auto, very rarely do they have adequate sights, very rarely do they actually function flawlessly, and I said function flawlessly.
Oh, you did. You said that out loud.
I'll
function
pay for that
acceptably.
later. Function acceptably, and I think that is a cool little round.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's mine.
So our next set, we're going to start with the... my three guns are what I consider fake or movie spy guns.
Okay. And my three guns are real legitimate historic spy guns.
Ooh.
Just my top historic spy guns.
Okay. So my first fake or movie spy gun, I'm going to see how good you are.
Okay.
It can be broken down into 4 pieces. A pen, a lighter, a cigarette case, and a cufflink. It shoots a custom-made 4.2 millimeter, 23 karat gold projectile.
Is this... It's not the man with the golden gun.
It's the golden gun.
Is it?
It's the golden gun.
I thought it was bigger than... I thought the projectile was bigger than that.
It's not.
For some reason, I thought it was. Okay. It's a necked cartridge. It's a necked cartridge. Okay. That's why I was thinking it was bigger.
In the book, it's actually just a gold-plated revolver. But in the movie, which is the gun that I am referring to, it is the golden gun.
Hideous.
Oh, it's very hideous.
It's hideous.
But also, in the video games, I believe it's a one-hit kill, isn't it?
Every time. One-hit kill.
One-hit kill. Beep. Done.
Well, it's because he was a an amazing assassin who only ever needed one shot.
Exactly.
And though the gun was... I actually just watched that one not too long ago.
It's not a bad Bond movie. Like, I'm not a fan of all of them, but that one's not bad. I
get enjoyment out of every single Bond movie. I mean, obviously there are differing levels of enjoyment, but like even Her Majesty's Secret Service, I love that movie. Have you watched it?
I know I've seen it.
It's Lazenby. It's the guy, the Bond movie where he gets married and his wife gets killed and the guy...
that one was rough.
And oddly enough, like, I found out why he got fired. It wasn't because he did a bad job. He was actually, I think he was a pretty good Bond. The movie wasn't the best, but he was a pretty good Bond. He got fired because he turned into a pompous douche. And there was the producers of the Bond series, they managed their ship very tightly.
It makes sense.
And the instant that he started acting in a way that would muddy the franchise, they kicked him out.
That's fair.
I believe I remember him saying that was one of the greatest mistakes of his life, was doing that and getting the boot. Because as I said, he was a solid Bond. I'm not looking at your list.
Liar.
Actually, we're just going to go through all three of yours and then all three of mine.
All three of mine?
Yeah, because these have no
no
correlation between the two of them.
My second.
Okay.
Is the custom Smith & Wesson 629 Performance Sitter from the wonderful movie X. With the Seymour Railway sight on top, the
galley.
That's called a railway.
Okay,
that's a Seymour Railway sight. Is the type, but and the Crimson Trace laser grips that reflect off of the highly polished cylinder. With the various different types of ammo, the blood splatter dart, the stun dart, I don't know what else.
Dude, I don't remember. It's been such a long time since I've seen that.
A big revolver that I want to shoot, because I would shoot it with normal rounds.
Yeah,
and it would be a whole lot of fun.
Those do look like a lot of fun.
A 629, I actually... If I was going to get a 44 Magnum Smith & Wesson, I would probably get the Smith & Wesson 69 because it is smaller. It's a 5-shot. But the 629 is a very iconic gun. It's totally anti-spy gun. Like it's big, right. It's loud, low capacity, high recoil, all this stuff. But
if you think about it, that's not low capacity for a spy gun.
Yeah, I mean, considering what Bond had wielded.
Why would you go with the 5-shot smaller one in a 44 mag? I mean, a 44 mag is not something that you will necessarily be carrying discreetly, so why go smaller and rob yourself of a round?
So my theory is if I were to ever get a Smith & Wesson 69, it would be the 4-inch model, and it would be more of a... it would serve more of a backpack role.
Okay.
To where the weight is the issue, and 5 rounds of 44 is still very potent. I wouldn't do the 3-inch. I'll say because I didn't want to lose the velocity, but really I just don't want it to come out of my hand.
3-inch and under 44 mags are stout little guns.
Yes.
I've shot the Alaskan in 44 Magnum.
Mm-hmm. And that's a heavy gun.
It is. It is a very big framed gun, and it was a handful. We were shooting hot loads through it, but it's a heavy gun, and it's a handful. All right, what's your last one?
And my final one is from the movie Get Smart.
Okay.
And it is the sleep dart blowgun in his watch.
Okay, that's cool.
And
I'm not gonna lie. That's
the more
cool.
I thought about it, I also want the watch flamethrower.
Yeah.
Because watch flamethrower.
I have a thing for spy movie watches.
Yes.
Every single Bond movie that my first high price watch was a nice Fossil watch. And this is back in the day when Fossils were like, they were relatively new to the market, and they were...
Man, you're old.
I am, it's true. They were like about the highest priced watch that somebody my age, and this was in my like early teens, but yes, I am old. But yeah, it was the highest priced watch that like somebody my age could get, but they looked kind of like Bond watches, and I couldn't afford the freaking, what is it, Bolivia's that he runs,
don't even know.
Yeah.
He
and
loses
actually,
them every time.
He does. Every damn time he gets it taken. You would think that they would come up with a better spot for that stuff. They put it in his belt once.
Yeah.
They put a grappling hook in his belt once. We should do top spy, like, gadgets.
And gizmos?
Yep, this is happening sometime. Okay. But anyway, and now, like, this is going to sound really dumb, but this is one of the reasons why I wear the watch that I wear now, my Samsung, is because it's got the traditional watch with the bezel that it's just, I mean, yours is on the wrong hand.
But what I was thinking along the lines here, we both have smart watches, and there should be an app where I should have an app and a little blow dart tube should come out, and it should have a sleep dart in there, and I should be able to shoot somebody with a sleep dart. 100%.
I totally think that we and the rest of the population that can afford these are totally responsible enough to have that power.
Because they're like $100. Like, that's no chump change.
That's right. Oh, that would be pretty cool, though. Just any little gadgety things. Like, honestly, I was just excited when the bezel turned on a watch.
Yeah. This is the first watch that I've ever had that had the bezel turned.
Yep. When you first get it, you just sit there kind of playing with it. My kids love to just sit there and like screw with it, which unfortunately on a smartwatch like changes the screen.
Yeah.
So, or they'll just sit there and poke it while they're supposed to be going to sleep.
Yeah.
Just keep it on. That's always fun. Blinding light. All right, so that's your three.
That's my three.
What was it? Fake guns or something? I don't remember.
Fake spy guns or movie spy guns.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Okay, so my three are, again, these are historic guns that were used by spies at one point. So the first one is obviously, and we're going to throw this out here because you can't have an anything about spy guns without talking about the Walther Ppks. This is contrary to many things, it's not the PPK, it is the PPKS, the short version of it. Now, interestingly enough, so the PPKS was a gun that was developed for the .32 caliber round.
Yes.
But Bond in the movies did not use the .32 caliber version. He used the .380 version.
Did he? I thought he used the .32.
I did too, until I remembered that when they were talking to him about it, they introduced it as running the 9mm Kurtz round. Kurtz is short. The 9mm short is the .380 round.
I'm pretty sure in The Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah.
The Man with the Golden Gun, I don't remember his name, Franco something.
Oh, yeah.
Says, my golden gun against your...
Scaramanga.
Yes, I couldn't pronounce it. But my golden gun versus your Walther.
You know what? I think you're right.
.32.
I think you're right.
I am right.
But at the same time, I remember
it changed.
In the first movie, it was the shooting the 9mm Kurtz round. So that was interesting. Which, okay, if you were to own a PPK, which caliber would you get?
There's no doubt in my mind I'd get .380, and I don't even like .380.
Yeah. I would get .380 and then talk somebody into making a .32 NAA barrel for it.
You know, actually, if I was to get a Walther PPK or PPKS, I would probably get it in .22 long rifle.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Because you could put a can on it?
Yeah.
I actually have never heard a .380 through a can.
Because it's so quiet.
Oh, dang it. I walked right into that one. So we're going to go ahead and get that one out of the way because you can't have a spy gun talk without talking about the PPK.
It's true.
Okay, so next up is the pen gun. So the pen gun comes in like two different forms. Traditionally, it was a cylindrical pen that didn't do anything except fire a bullet out the end of it. Usually it was a smaller caliber, like a 22, maybe a 25. They didn't go much above that just because there's no good way to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Now, in more recent years, to get around some of the NFA regulations on it being any other weapon, they actually made pen guns that the pen splits a little bit and folds down to make a grip, which is also a really nifty way of doing it.
Because they used to make Maglite ones, too, that you would have a 410 in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oof. That actually, that kind of sounds fun.
It'd be spicy.
That would be spicy. Spicy. But why is it so spicy? Anyway. So, but I would go with like the cylindrical version, the more traditional one, just because it doesn't require. The newer ones, you have to fold it down into a pistol shape to use. The original one, you didn't have to do that. You just flicked the trigger out, pulled the trigger, and bang. So, pretty nifty little gun. So, the last one that I've got is the high standard HDM. It's a 22 long rifle, very similar to my Colt Huntsman.
Yep.
But suppressed.
Yep.
Suppressor capable.
Yep.
For very similar reasons, like you were talking about that Beretta and the LCP2 and 22. 22, when used properly, can be a very dangerous round. And it's just a cool gun. Those old school 22s, they're kind of what the Ruger Mark series was built off of. A little bit.
I know somebody who has one of those, and it's a very neat gun.
Is it? I almost went with the... Well, now I'm drawing a blank as to which one I almost went with. I can never remember which gun it is. It's the Beretta that he used in the books before switching. And I actually used him in the movies before switching.
So it was the 25 ACP Beretta.
Yes.
I don't remember the model number.
The books went into great detail on how this thing was customized for him. The edges being deburred, the grip panels were removed. They used electrical tape to wind up the grip to still give him grip, but he cut down the overall thickness by like 3/8 of an inch. It's cool how much detail they got into. They are. So were the grips on the Beretta that you were talking about. Those grips are...
Yes.
Yeah.
But the... that reminds me, there's another scene in one of the movies when he switches from the Beretta to the Walther. Q tells him that, the Beretta was shooting 25 and this is in 32 and it hits like a freight train.
He did say that. Yep.
Or I don't know if he said 32 or 380, but still, regardless, there's no freight train to be had.
No, neither one of those guns or those rounds shoots like a freight train. And then there was a Smith & Wesson that was based off of the, I don't remember, I can never remember the numbered Smith & Wessons back in the day, but there was a smaller one that they had taken, and they had again melted all the corners and stuff. They'd put clear Lexane grip panels on this one, so you could see through it, and then the magazine had a cutout so you could see your rounds, which sounds stupid and gimmicky. Until you think about this may need to be used in complete and absolute silence.
Right.
When you can't pop the mag out, because popping a mag out makes a sound.
And it probably had a European mag release, so it wasn't the most convenient thing.
Yeah, this was a Smith, so it was a thumb release.
Okay.
The reason that I didn't go with that one is because the sighting system was the valley sight. It was just a channel.
Oh, the trough?
Yeah, the trough with the 3 little triangle things.
Yeah.
And I can't get behind that sight. There are very few non-traditional sighting systems that I can fully get behind. Red dots are one of them that I can, but these, the SIG, what is that Meprolite thing that they've got? On the SAS. No, don't like it. This trough system, don't like it.
Colt used to have that. In fact, they still do on one of their officer model 1911s. It's just got a big old trough cut down the middle of it.
Yeah. And that's not... I like the ability for accuracy, and those do not promote that.
Right.
So that is my last one for our spy guns talk.
Do you have a bonus?
I don't have a bonus. Those were basically my bonus.
I do have a bonus.
Okay.
And it actually fits in both of my categories. It is
Okay.
both a real gun and a fantasy gun.
Okay.
And let me get into the reason.
Do tell.
It is a real gun and a fantasy gun because it was made. It was made.
It was made.
It was made for the German police.
Okay.
But due to cost and the fact that it wasn't robust enough to be used in the military,
Okay.
there was only 176 units ever made.
Hey, that's enough.
And that is the Walther Wa-2000.
What the hell is that?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Walther, it's a pistol, right?
Yeah, okay.
Well,
yeah.
you couldn't be more wrong. It is
Right.
It's a semi-automatic Bullpup sniper rifle.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Here's a picture. I say that it comes from both places because, yes, it is a real gun. But I believe the video game's name was Black.
Okay.
I loved this rifle in that game because you could just smoke the bad guys with it. But semi-automatic,
What caliber?
Bullpup. It was available in 308, 7.62,
Okay.
51
That's
NATO.
solid.
300 Winchester Magnum,
I just saw that.
and 7.5 by 55 Swiss.
No, I'm stuck on that 300 Win Mag.
Yes. It came with a 6-round detachable box magazine.
Okay.
It says a 10-round magazine was also made but never used or exported. And it
We
also
made
came...
this. It stays in a museum.
Yeah, here's this thing. It also came with a Schmidt and
dick
Bender
move, Germany.
2.5 to 10 telescopic optic. So it's probably like uber clear.
Right.
Designed... It was produced between 82 and 88. It
Wait,
looks
they made 100 and some of
176.
those in 6 years?
Yeah.
Okay. It better be precision.
It looks like what you would imagine a Bullpup sniper rifle would look like
that
from
looks
the 80s.
100% like a video game gun.
That's why I said it was both. Because,
Yeah.
yes, it was a real gun. But my theory on this for a spy gun is it's a Bullpup, so it's shorter, semi-automatic.
Yep.
It's got, stout calipers, so you can get longer range shots.
Yeah, I was worried it was going to be in something stupid, like 223 or...
No, this was the 80s.
Yeah, they didn't half-ass it back then. That's
Nope.
not true at all. That's
Effective
that's-
firing range.
That's when the 40 was made, right?
Yeah. Effective firing range, 700 meters.
Nice. We're gonna have to do some conversion to that.
It only weighed 17.4 pounds.
Oh, is that all?
That's all.
It's a lightweight little guy.
So that is my that's my bonus. On the YouTube clip, I'm gonna make sure that Work here posts a picture of the WA2000 because I'm sure not a lot of people know what it is. Unless you played video games that had it in there, you probably have no idea what it is.
I didn't.
But it's a really cool looking gun.
It
and
is.
I would sure love to touch one someday.
You probably won't.
Oh no.
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 Wonder how much those go for.
I couldn't even imagine I mean, part of the reason they weren't made was because of the expense of production.
Right.
And then now you have your rarity factor, and could you imagine finding one in 300 Win Mag though?
No.
You'd never shoot it.
No. I'd be worried to break it.
Walther, how's your warranty?
Right. Right.
Lifetime?
Oh. I'm trying to think if there's... I mean, there aren't a lot of semi-auto 300 Win Mags out there.
No.
It is not a
Or-
kind round.
6.5 Swiss.
I don't know much about 6.5 Swiss.
6.5 Swiss is probably the best caliper that was chambered in.
Really?
Yes. Picture 6.5 Creedmoor.
Okay. That's fair.
Similar.
All right. Well, you don't have any more bonuses?
That's all my bonus.
And I didn't have any in the first place.
I just tried to sneak a Walther in there on you to see if I could get you excited.
That's fair. That's fair. You guys will find out what that's about soon. Maybe.
I just meant because the PPK.
Oh, okay. That's true. Yeah,
P99!
That's... The P... You know what? All right, so the P99 made its appearance in one Bond film.
It made its appearance in one Bond film, and he got it from the Chinese government.
He did indeed.
And he traded his PPK for it.
Because, yeah. But that being said...
Oh, the new P99.
So, So, spy gun-wise, the P99 makes no sense. It's big. But gun-wise, it's a solid freaking gun.
Yeah.
It was the first striker gun with a truly good trigger.
Yep.
It was kind of a revolution in the striker world, in my opinion. I think that it showed people that a striker gun could be a good, comfortable, consistent gun that you appreciated shooting.
I wish that both of us would have bought a P99 when they were... I mean, P99s are still in manufacture.
Are they really?
Yes, but they're like P99 subcompacts or something like that.
No.
It's not a true P99.
No. And the PPQ is... I mean, it's an acceptable predecessor, but there's just some stuff about the PPQ that I don't appreciate, like the P99.
Yeah.
Someday, maybe we'll get one.
Someday.
All right, guys. So that's it. That is our episode on spy guns. We'd like to thank you for hanging out with us today. If you like this podcast, do us a favor and give us a follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and head over to your favorite podcast, do a search for Leadheads, and find us over there and follow us over there. The podcast actually comes out the week before the video does. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, you're late. If you like what we do here and you want to help out a little bit, head over to our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/leadheadspodcast. And again, we appreciate it, and we hope you guys like these. If you do, and there's a place for comments somewhere, do us a favor. Let us know. Let us know what you'd like to see. Let us know what kind of lists you'd like to see.
Absolutely.
Because we're going to run out eventually.
There is a definite possibility that we're going to run out of lists, so we need you guys to tell us what you want.
That, and if you guys don't like a list, don't tell us. That'll hurt us. That'll hurt our hearts.
You won't hurt my heart. Tell us.
Okay, tell him. Just don't tell me.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.